WON YouTube Networks is now on Facebook. Check it out. Coming to you from Old Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York, WON Sports proudly brings you the 2017 World Series. It's Game 1 between the New York White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. Good evening, everybody. This is yours truly, John Rios, coming to you from the great confines of the old stadium in the Bronx, New York, home of the New York White Sox, home to the 2017 American League champions, and here come the AL champions of baseball. And a look at Joe Madden, his National League champion Cubs. And here's his 1 through 9 lineup. We got Hayward, Dozier, Bryant, Rizzo, Avila, Happ, Russell, Schwarber, and O'Mara Jr. And on the mound for the White Sox, Mr. Knuckleball himself, Phil Niekro. In the postseason so far, 1-0, 1 start. His area 3.39. He's pitched in 8 innings, surrendered 6 hits, walks only 1, and a couple of strikeouts here and there. The defense for the New York White Sox, the AL champions, look like this. In the outfield, you have Griffey Jr., Jackson, and Winfield. The infield, Smith, Boggs, Alomar, Giambi, and catching the balls and strikes, Mr. Jorge Posada. So we're about to get underway here in another sold-out crowd here at Yankee Stadium. Another season of World Series baseball for the New York White Sox. But this is a biggie. Cubs versus White Sox, something that's never been done in baseball history. And Jason Hayward will lead off the ball game. Left-handed batter for the Chicago White Sox. The Cubs are set. The Sox are set. The umpires are set. The fans are set. And so are we. And we certainly hope so are all of you. Niekro is set. First pitch of the World Series is a strike, and we're underway. Nothing and 1 on Jason Hayward. The 0-1. Ground ball to second. Alomar's got his man. 1 down.
Second here tonight.
How about Brian Dozier? Dozier so far in the postseason is hitting at .321 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in the season. He had a pretty good year for Chicago. 1 out, nobody on in a scoreless game. Game 1 of the World Series. First pitch, strike on the knuckleball. It is a cool but comfortable 47 degrees. It is partly cloudy. And the wind is picking up, but a good night for baseball. World Series baseball in the old Bronx. The 0-1. To third. Boggs has got it. Throws to first. In time. 1 down, 2 down here in the start of the first inning.
Batting third baseman, Chris Bryant.
I'll bring up the red-hot Chris Bryant. In the postseason, he's hitting at .280 with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Coming off a tremendous year, a 35 home run season. 2 outs. And nobody on in the start of this game. Niekro set at the belt here. The stretch. And the first pitch with 2 outs. A high fly ball, well hit. Down the right field line. Hooking foul. Strike 1. The 0-1 delivery. Strike. The knuckleball gets Bryant. As you look at the Empire crew, Clyde Washington calling the balls and strikes. The rest are in the infield. 0-2 on Bryant. The pitch by Necro, right up the middle, past the shift into center field, and Bryant is on with a 2-out single here in the top of the first inning of Game 1 of the World Series. Let's take a look at that smash right up the middle. Good piece of hitting by Bryant.
Anthony Rizzo.
Coming of Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo, a whopping .349 with 3 homers and 7 runs batted in. So far in the postseason, he has been sensational. Man's at first, 2 outs in the scoreless game in Game 1 of the Fall Classic. Best of 7 between the Cubs and the Sox. First time these two are meeting in the World Series. They never met even when the Cubs were in the Sox were in Chicago. But this is a big one. As there's a knuckleball in there for a strike one call, 0-1. Tonight's Gamecast brought to you in magnificent high definition and powered by PlayStation 4. The 0-1 to first. Giambi should have ran to first. Instead, he throws to second to get the out. Doesn't matter. Side retired on the fourth. One hit. A man is stranded. Miller first. Cubs nothing. Sox coming to bat in Game 1 of the World Series. Look at the Sox manager and a look at your 1 through 9 lineup for the New York Sox. It'll be Smith, Boggs, Winfield, Jackson, Griffey Jr., Alomar, Jones, Giambi, and Posada. On the mound of the Chicago Cubs is Jake Arrieta, the bearded one. So far in the postseason, he's had 4 starts, only 1 win. His ERA at 5.32. He's pitched in 23.2 innings so far. Surrendered 22 hits, 10 walks, but he's delivered a ton of strikeouts. He'll look to try to keep the Sox bats cold, as they have been red hot since coming out of the Yankee series. The defense looks like this for the Cubbies. Hayward, Almora, Schreiber. The infield is Russell, Bryant, Dozier, and Rizzo. And Avila is catching the balls and strikes for Chicago. So we get set for the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. And the leadoff man, Ozzie Smith, the shortstop, will step in, hitting at a whopping .308 as we get started for the bottom of the first of Game 1 of the World Series. Arrieta set. First pitch on the way to Smith. On the ground to the first baseman, Rizzo. Gets his man, 1 down.
Batting second, third baseman.
I'll bring up Wade Boggs, who's been red hot since coming off the series against the Yankees. You look at his stats so far, a whopping .533 average with 5 home runs and a ton of runs batted in. He comes in with the bases empty, a 1 out in a scoreless game just underway in Game 1 of the World Series. Foul to the left side of the plate, strike 1. The 0-1 delivery went too far on that one, on a pitch not even close to his zone, and now he's in the hole, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch by Arrieta and missed it. 1-2. One-two delivery. High fly ball to shallow left center. Russell is there for out number 2. You look at the brackets, how both these teams got here. Well, it was no easy task for either of the clubs. And here we are with a Sox Cub World Series. Go to the meat of this order, and Dave Winfield steps in. .514 average, 5 home runs, and 15 runs batted in so far in the postseason. 2 outs, nobody on. Arrieta set. The pitch on the way. Swung on and belted deep into right center field. Amara going back. It's gone. So long, farewell. Winfield lines one out of the park. A solo shot to begin Game 1 of the World Series. It's 1-0. Sox lead. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Dave Winfield, this bud for you. That ball just got out of here in a heartbeat. Home run number 6 of the postseason for the big man. And it's a 1-0 Sox lead. A line drive just over the wall and right, and now here's Reggie Jackson, who has gone off the schneid, hit 2 long home runs in Game 4. He chops this one. That's a fair ball down the first base side. Arrieta tags him, side retire, but not before Dave Winfield goes Apo Taco. At the end of game number 1 of the World Series, it's the Sox 1 and the Cubs nothing. Alex Avila hitting at 171 with 1 home run and 6 runs batted in, steps in.
Avila.
Sox 1, Cubs nothing here in the start of the second inning of Game 1 of the World Series. The left-handed batter / catcher is at the plate. Nico has to be happy. His club is up 1-0 thanks to Winfield. That's hit high in the air to left center. Winfield backtracks. He's right there and makes the catch for out number 1 here in the second inning.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, number 8.
So the batter now will be Ian Happ. This is his first postseason start, and what a way to break in Game 1 of the Fall Classic between the Cubs and the Sox. We are scoreless here in the top of the second, 1 out, nobody on. And a pitch by Necro, a foul ball, strike 1. The 0-1 on the way. Popped him up, third base side. Boggs got a beat on this one. And under this one, he'll put it away for the second out of the inning.
Batting 7, shortstop, Addison
Russell will now be the batter. Addison hitting at .333 with 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. Coming off a 21 home run season. What a hitter and what a find he's been for Chicago for the last couple of seasons. He fouls that one to the right side of the plate, strike 1. The pitch. Fouled away again, 0-2. Fighting off those knuckleballs. 0-2 delivery. Fouled away again. We'll do it again. 0-2 between Russell and Necro. Again the 0-2. Popped him up in the shallow right center. Coming on is Griffey Jr. Onto this one. He'll make the catch for out number 3, side retired. 1-2-3 goes Chicago. Middle of the second is the Sox 1 and the Cubs nothing. Well, Ken Griffey Jr. steps in hitting at .457 with 5 home runs and a couple of runs batted in. He hit a long home run to center that hit off the window restaurant across the street at the new stadium against the Yankees in game number 4. He's hit 3 home runs in that series alone, and that was a new clean sheet for the World Series. He fouls it away, strike 1. It'll be an 0-1. And the pitch. Clubbed that one to third. Bryant's got it. Goes to first. Rizzo has the play. And there's one down here in the second inning.
Batting 6, second baseman, Roberto.
And I'll bring up Roberto Alomar Jr. Roberto Alomar hitting at .455 with 6 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting left-handed here tonight. That's his power source. The 1-out pitch by Arrieta. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Arrieta set. The 0-1 delivery. Right up the middle. Off of Arrieta. Right to Bryant. The throw is in time. Holy cow. Saved by the deflection. Good play by Bryant to turn it in time to just beat Alomar. And there is 2 away for the red-hot Chipper Jones. What a pennant series he had against the Yankees, especially in game 4. He hits that one right to the second baseman. Nice grab by Dozier, side retired. End of 2 of game number 1 of the World Series as the Sox won and the Cubs nothing. Kyle Schwarber hitting at .441 with 1 home run and 7 runs batted into the postseason. Steps in, batting left-handed here to kick off the 3rd inning of game number 1 of the World Series between the Cubs and the Sox. Niekro back to work. Takes a strike, Schwarber does, 0-1. No balls will end the strike. And there's another strike down the pipe. 0-2 to the dismay of Schwarber. It'll be an 0-2. And the pitch by Niekro. Right on the ground to second. Alomar picks it up, takes his time there, but just gets in. Too much lolly-dolling on the part of Roberto, but he gets his man for out number 1.
Almora.
Well, here is Albert Almora Jr. hitting at 191 with no home runs and a couple of runs batted in, I believe, in the postseason. And he takes a knuckleball there for a strike 1 call, 0-1. The pitch. Fouled away, 0-2. The pitch again. Strike 3! First K of the day for Niekro, and they are 2 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Right down the pipe, and Albert knew it. So Jason Hayward will now step in. 2 outs, nobody on, 1-0 Sox. Popped them up behind the plate. Jorge near the foul and near the stands. He got it! What a play by Jorge Posada to retire the side. Middle of the inning, 1-0 Sox. Well, here's Jason Giambi, who's been red hot, hitting a .387 with 7 home runs and a couple of runs batted in. He really burned up against his former team, the Yankees, and hitting home runs all over the place. It's 1-0 Sox here in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch by Arrieta on the ground to the ship. Set up nicely by Dozier. Gets his man for out number 1.
Batting 9th, catcher Jorge Posada.
Well, I'll bring up Jorge Posada, who made a great play near foul ground. He's hitting at an average of .500 with 7 home runs and 13 runs batted in. His bat has been so hot they haven't been able to put Fisk in the lineup. And another ground ball right to Dozier, and quickly 2 down. Well, Arrieta coming out with some good stuff here in game 1, but the only blip is that home run surrendered by Winfield to Winfield. But that's been it. Here is the top of the order, Ozzie Smith. The pitch by Arrieta. Off the middle again. Hits off of Arrieta. No chance. Holy cow, he got Smith. Bryant does it again. Second time the pitcher gets hit. He picks up the ball and throws the guy out. End of 3, 1-0 Sox. Brian Dozier now steps in. We are in the 4th inning of game number 1 of the World Series. Yes, this game is going pretty fast thanks to the pitching, but the Sox have a 1-0 lead. To the ship. Will they get Dozier? They do. Nicely done by Alomar. 1 down.
Up next for the
As we look at the pitch speed comparisons presented by Topps. Niekro measured at 85 miles an hour, while Arrieta 94 miles an hour. Here's Chris Bryant hitting a single his last time up back of the 1st. He's 1 for 1 here tonight. It is a 1-0 Sox lead against the Cubs in game 1 of the World Series. That one off the bat of Mr. Dave Winfield. That has been it. Strike on the knuckleball. 0-1. Two of the league's best going at it. Fouled away 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Right off the pitcher, right to the shortstop, make it the second baseman. Nice play for out number 2.
Now batting.
That was Roberto Alomar with the play, the second baseman.
Rios.
The shift was on, he was able to get to it. That ball almost took the head off of Necro. Arrieta's gotten hit up the middle twice. Necro almost took one today. Here's Anthony Rizzo, 0 for 1 with a ground out back in the first inning. Two outs and the base is empty. 1-0 Sox here in the top of the 4th inning of Game 1 of the World Series. Necro set at the belt. The 2-out delivery. High fly down the right field line, but foul. Strike 1. Trying to tie it with one swing, but it went far right. No balls and the strike. The pitch. High fly ball to left. Can of corn for Winfield. Tracks it under this one. Puts it away for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Phil Necro. In the middle of the 4th of Game 1 of the World Series, it's the Sox 1 and the Cubs nothing. Wade Boggs flew out back in the first inning. He'll step in to kick off the bottom of the 4th of Game 1 of the World Series. Sox 1, Chicago nothing. Arrieta back to work. First pitch, ground ball up the middle, base hit in the right center. Now Boggs is on with a base hit to kick off the inning.
Now batting, left fielder, Dave.
Well, having a day Winfield with the only run of the game, a home run to right field that just got over the fence. And I mean just got over the fence. It was a line drive home run. Right now, that is the turning point of this game. 1-0 Sox, man's at first, and nobody out. The infield is in, the outfield is deep. And there's a ground ball. Tough play for Arrieta, and they get the out at first. Boggs moves to second base. And I'll bring up Mr. October, Reggie Jackson.
The right fielder.
Jackson 0 for 1, grounded out back in the first.
Jackson.
1-0 Sox. We are in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Ooh, he got him on that ball, dying down. 0-1.
One strike.
Beautiful night for baseball, despite some clouds, but this place is absolutely packed to capacity. The 0-1. Jackson grounds it to the hole, and good play by the shortstop to keep the runner at second base. 2 outs as Jackson is now 0 for 2.
The center fielder.
Good play by
24.
the shortstop.
Jr.
And there is Ken Griffey Jr. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out his last time up. Boggs is second, 2 outs. Sox with a man in scoring position for the first time since, well, it's actually the first time in the game. Winfield's home run, the only big run of this ball game at the moment. Griffey, a little sharp ground ball right back to the mound. Good play by Arrieta. So far, an impressive game despite the 1 run. Arrieta's been sensational. In the 4 of Game 1 of the World Series, Sox 1, Cubs nothing. Alex Avila, now the batter, 0 for 1, flew out back in the second inning.
Alex Avila.
Sox 1, Cubs nothing, started the 5th. The pitch by Necro, swung on and popped up. In the shallow center, Ken Griffey Jr. under this one. He'll put it away for out number 1.
Now batting, number 8.
I'll bring up Ian Happ. Happ 1 for 1, 0 for 1 actually, with a pop out back in the second inning. Can you believe this? We are in the top of the 5th, a pitching duel, but the Sox have a 1-0 lead. Strike taken, 0-1. Necro at 31 pitches right now. This will be pitch number 32 on its way. Right to Posada. Easy play, 2 outs.
Up next for the Cubs, shortstop, Addison.
Now bring up Addison Russell. Russell 0 for 1, flew out back in the second inning. First pitch, strike, 0-1. Necro's pitch count so far so good in this game. The 0-1. Popped him up. Right to the mound. Phil under this one. He will make the catch for out number 3. Nothing across. We're halfway through in game number 1 of the 2017 World Series. It's the Sox 1 and the Cubs nothing. We're now going to pause for station identification.
Surprise present for you. Do you like what you see? Well, good. So I was just getting a little tired, so I'm going to take a little break, okay? Oh. Babe, can you help me? I have a cramp. Babe, can you please come help me? I've got a cramp in my leg. Babe, this isn't part of the performance. Can you please... Please come help me. Chris, come help me. I have a cramp in my leg.
Back in the stadium, game 1 of the World Series resumes here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Roberto Alomar is at the plate. Yours truly, Jonathan Rios. Glad you could join us here on WON Sports. First pitch, Alomar sees, chops it to left for a base hit. Leadoff single for Roberto Alomar.
The batter, number 10, designated hitter.
And now bring up Chipper Jones. Alomar short lead at first. The pitch by Arrieta is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0. And the pitch. Swung on, chopped the goal right to the shortstop. They get the out at second and get the out at first for the double play. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Good play by Addison Russell. That ball looked like it was going to go through, but nice slide to get the ball for Russell. And to bring up Jason Giambi with the bases empty now and 2 outs. The pitch on the way, a swing and a foul ball, strike 1. The 0-1, chopper foul, 0-2. Well, no question about it, Arrieta has control tonight, despite that 1 home run surrendered. Another foul ball, and then Giambi keeps fighting off those good pitches. 2 outs, 0-2 on Giambi. The pitch, inside 1-2.
2 strike.
One to the Giambi, another foul ball. We'll do it again. Same count, same situation. 2 outs, bases empty. 1-2 on Giambi. The pitch on the way by Arrieta. He struck him out swinging, side retired. Because of the double play, despite 1 hit, no men are stranded. End of 5. Sox 1, Cubs nothing. Kyle Schwarber, the left fielder, will step in.
Left fielder.
He's 0 for 1. It is a 1-0 Sox lead here on the top of the 6th of game number 1 of the World Series. A pitching duel indeed. The pitch by Necro is a knuckleball for a strike. The pitch. Fouled away 0-2. Good pitching duel, but the crowd, they seem out of it. Not much excitement at the moment until right now. The 0-2 and another foul ball. The 0-2 to Schwarber. Swung on, and boy, did Necro get away with that one. Nothing and 2 remain. That one was trouble. The 0-2 again. Strike 3 right down the pipe. Second K of the night for Necro. There's 1 down in the 6th.
Center fielder, number 5, Albert Almora.
I'll bring up Albert Almora Jr. Albert 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the 3rd. Bases empty, 1 out. 1-0 Sox in game number 1 of the World Series. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and that's popped up to shallow right. Alomar under this one makes the catch for out number 2.
Up next for the Cubs, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
I'll bring up Jason Hayward. Jason 0 for 2, popped out back in the 3rd inning. A fast-paced game thanks to the dominant pitching by both clubs. Strike taken, 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Fly ball to left. Can of corn for Winfield. Makes the catch, side retire. Another clean slate for Phil Necro in the middle of the 6th of game 1 of the World Series. It's the Sox 1 and the Cubs nothing. Jorge Posada, who grounded out his last timeout in the 3rd, leads off the bottom of the 6th with his club only up 1-0. In game 1 of the World Series, as Jake Arrieta, despite the 1 run surrendered, has been a tough customer ever since. First pitch to Jorge, line to deep right field, that's carrying a long way, and ball is gone! So long, farewell! Georgie juices 1. So a home run makes it 2-0 Sox. And fans, once again, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run. Hey, Jorge Posada, this bud's for you. That's his 8th home run in the postseason. And the 2nd one in this game for the Sox. A line drive jaunt off the bat of Posada into the bleacher creatures in right, just over the wall. And now the batter is Ozzie Smith.
The batter, number 1.
2-0 Sox here in the 6th.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie lines it deep to right center, but right at the center fielder for out number 1.
Now batting, third baseman.
Well, I'll bring up Wade Boggs. Boggs had a hit his last time up. A runner's in, bases are empty, 1 down. And the pitch to Boggs. Swung on the other way to left. That's a base hit. second hit of the ball game for Wade. And the second hit of this inning, and I think the Sox are starting to catch on to Arrieta. And I'll bring up Dave Winfield. Dave with the big run in this game back of the first, an opposite field line drive home run. If you missed it, here it is on replay. He absolutely smoked that ball into right for the first run of the ball game. It was the only run of this game for a while until a moment ago, thanks to Posada's home run. Man's at first now, one down, a run is in here in the sixth of game one of the World Series. Arrieta's set. First pitch to Winfield, high pop-up into right field. That's carrying a long way toward the corner. It is gone, a home run. Dave Winfield's done it again. He hit off the foul pole, I've been told. It's a two-run homer, and it's 4-0 Sox. And once again, fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run. Hey, Dave Winfield, this one's for you. This ball was absolutely borderline. Let's take a look at this. Was it fair or foul? It was flirting with both sides, and it was just there by an inch.
The right fielder,
Three runs in on 2 home runs.
Jackson.
Here's Reggie Jackson. There's another drive, high and deep to left field. The Schwarber's going back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Back-to-back White Sox. And all of a sudden, Arrieta has gotten into a whole heap of trouble. Reggie Jackson goes deep the other way, and now it's 5-0 New York. And once again, fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Reggie Jackson, this bunt for you. And now the question is, how long will Arrieta stay in this game? A game which was dominant by pitching has ended with a slugfest here in the sixth, and that's it. Ryan Dunston will now come in.
Number 32.
Joe Madden wasting no time at all, and brings in a reliever. You see Dunston's record, he's been in 4 postseason games, his record at 1-0. Wow.
The center fielder, number
Well, here's
24.
Griffey Jr. What was a 1-0 lead has turned into a 5-0 lead quick. And out of control, 0-1 on the swing and a miss. It'll be an 0-1. The pitch to Griffey inside 1-0. Well, Griffey didn't like that, you could tell. So much for a pitching duel, huh, folks? That ended a few moments ago. Griffey hits it on the ground right to the second baseman. There's an out. 2 outs.
The batter, second baseman.
And I'll bring up Roberto Alomar. Alomar 1 for 2. Now batting on the right side of the plate. And the pitch coming, and the ball going way back in the deep left center. How far will it go? It's into the seats. Holy cow, what a shot by Roberto Alomar. It's 6-0 Sox. Bring out the tape measure. More than one on that blast. A monster shot over Monument Park. And fans, once again, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Roberto Alomar, this bunt for you. A monster shot by Roberto. .459 feet to left field. An incredible blast by Roberto. And now here's Chipper Jones. It is 6-0 Sox.
Designated
Here in the
hitter,
sixth.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper hits it on the ground. Base hit past the dive of Russell. And the Sox hit parade in the sixth continues.
Now batting, first baseman.
I'll bring up Jason Giambi. Still in awe about that Alamo home run. Man, oh man. Man's at first now, 2 outs. And Giambi chops one past the first baseman, Rizzo. Rizzo got absolutely confused on that ball. He should have had it.
Catcher number 20, Jorge.
And now bring up Jorge Posada. He'll be batting on the right side. First and second occupied, 2 outs. 5 runs are in. Dunsing with the pitch to Posada. Line to deep left field. Carrying well. Way back. It is off the wall. It goes. 1 run will come in to score. It's 7-0 on the RBI double by Posada. And the Cubs cannot find the elusive third out.
Shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
They kept the Sox back in check most of the night after the Winfield home run in the first, but in the sixth, they have completely fallen apart. And now the top of the order comes up, Ozzie Smith, switch hitter, now batting on the right side. Second and third, 2 outs. He hits one the other way, deep, and over the head of Hayward. 2 runs will score. A 2 RBI single for Smith. And it's now 9-0.
Now batting, third baseman.
Cubs can't get the third out for their life right now. And now here's Wade Boggs. The 2-out delivery, hit on the ground to second. Dozier's got it, and this inning is over. But the Sox put on a thumping against the Cubs here in the sixth, at the end of 6. It's 9-0 Sox in Game 1 of the World Series. Well, there's your line score. Nothing for Chicago, but something for the White Sox. 9-12-0 for the Sox. 0-1-0 for the Cubbies. It was almost the same, despite the 1 run for the Sox for most of the night. But the 6th inning, things fell apart for the Cubs quickly. Ryan Dozier, the batter here in the 7th inning, and he'll foul it deep to left, but out of play. The 0-1. Popped him up. And now here's Wade Boggs. The 2-out delivery, hit on the ground to second. Dozier's got it, and this inning is over. But the Sox put on a thumping against the Cubs here in the 6th, at the end of 6. It's 9-0 Sox in Game 1 of the World Series. Well, there's your line score. Nothing for Chicago, but something for the White Sox. 9-12-0 for the Sox. 0-1-0 for the Cubbies. It was almost the same, despite the 1 run for the Sox for most of the night. But the 6th inning, things fell apart for the Cubs quickly. Ryan Dozier, the batter here in the 7th inning, and he'll foul it deep to left, but out of play. The 0-1. Popped him up. Posada's don't even have to move. 1 down.
The batter, third baseman, Chris Bryant.
I'll bring up Chris Bryant. Bryant 1 for 2 with a single back in the 1st inning. Boy, the pitching for both squads went down to the wire until now in the 6th, where Arrieta just lost home plate. There's a strike on 1. It was 1-0 in the top of the 6th. Now it's 9-0 in the top of the 7th. Go figure. Bryant hits it well to left center, but a can of corn for Griffey Jr. Onto this one, he'll put it away for the 2nd out of the 7th inning.
First baseman number
We'll be on the air tomorrow on WON 9
Rios.
for game number 2 of the World Series between the Cubs and the Sox. Back at the Old Stadium. Hope you join us. Anthony Rizzo, the batter. Cubs trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. That's to the shift. Tough play for Alomar. He got his man. 2 down. They get 3 down. Side retired. I lost count on the outs. Time to stretch a game 1 of the World Series. It's the Sox 9 and the Cubs nothing. Hey, Winfield, the batter, a tremendous night. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, 2 for 3 tonight. And Dunsing still on the mound for Chicago. The pitch on the way to Dave, a chopper to Russell. 1 down. Having a Reggie Jackson, who homered to left field his last time up. He's 1 for 3 with a solo home run back in the 6th. Bases empty, 1 out, 9-0 Sox. The pitch by Dunsing. There she goes, deep to left field. Kiss it goodbye. So long, farewell, he's done it again. Mr. October, his 2nd opposite field home run, and the Sox hit double digits. They now lead 10-0. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run? Hey, Reggie Jackson, this bud for you. He's back, folks. Good compact swing. He's learned to hit the ball the other way, and it helps to his advantage. 2nd home run of the night to left field. And it's the 10th run of the ball game for the White Sox. And Roberto make it Ken Griffey will now step in.
Number 24.
A run is in, 1 out, and the base is empty. He hits that one on the ground to Russell. 2 down.
Now batting, 2nd baseman.
Well, here's Roberto Alomar, who in the last inning absolutely destroyed a baseball in the left center over Monument Park into the seats. A monstrous home run. And he did it on the right side of the plate. He's doing it now. He's at the plate on the right side against the same pitcher he faced. And he hits this one the other way, but this time it'll curve foul. The 0-1. Rip, foul to left, out of play. Oh, he's on the mark against Dunsing right now, isn't he? 0-2. Fouled away again, stays alive. Oh, 2. Chopper up the middle, off the pitcher. That is the 3rd Cub pitcher. They get hit, and they don't get the play.
The batter, number 10.
Alomar is on base and helping up Chipper Jones, batting on the right side. Chipper 1 for 3 today with a single a few innings ago. They'll score a base hit. Undoubtedly so. Chipper hits a high fly ball deep in the right field. Back is Hayward. Back is the center fielder. It's over the fence. So long, farewell. A 2-run homer now makes it 12-0. Chipper goes deep again. Has postseason home run number 8. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox gets a home run? Hey, Chipper Jones is bud for you. Wow. Boy, the Sox just teeing off on the Cubs pitching since the 6th inning. You gotta wonder what went wrong for Chicago. That ball just got over the fence.
Your attention, please.
And now we have a new pitcher, Carl Edwards Jr. So Dunsing does not get the job done at all. And Carl Edwards Jr. will now face the big man, Jason Giambi.
Now batting.
With 2 outs and a couple of runs in and the base is empty. Chop foul, strike 1. The 0-1. Missed down low, 1-1. Good eye by Jason there. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
1-2.
1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. He struck him outside, retire. But not before the Sox score a few more runs at the end of 7 of Game 1 of the World Series. It's the Sox 12 and the Cubs nothing. We're now going to pause for station identification. Alex Avila, now the batter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out twice.
The catcher, number 13. Alex
Cubs trying to find some answers here. So far, they cannot. Start of the 8th underway. Right back to Negro. Oh, he's been sensational, hasn't he? 1 down.
Now batting.
Well, the starter comparisons were generally even until we hit the 6th inning. And everything fell apart for Jake Arrieta. So far, so good for Negro, though. Has not surrendered a run, only 1 hit. Here's Happ. Well, the Sox have a different look to them since hitting the ALCS. That's popped up on the right side. High up for Alomar. He's got his man. 2 outs.
The batter, shortstop, Addison.
Robbing of Addison Russell, as you see the line score. Sox scored 1 run in the 1st, 8 in the 6th, and 3 in the 7th. Here's Addison Russell, 0 for 2, flew out back in the 5th inning. First time these two have met in the World Series. Into right, well hit. And that'll be caught by Jackson, side retired. 1, 2, 3, go the Cubbies. They're the 8th, Sox 12, Cubs nothing.
It's been quite a week for me. Home, a new job, a new city. What else could a girl ask for? What was that woman's problem? Why was she following me like that? She gave me quite a scare.
I'm Detective Mara from the Chicago Police Department. I'm actually here concerning the death of Mark Luther. I've been traveling the country the last few weeks and looking to find people who seem to know some information about that.
Oh, what does that have to do with me?
It has a lot to do with you because you know him.
I don't know what you mean. I didn't know any Mark Luther.
That's BS, lady. Or should I call you Superwoman?
How dare you! I never worked with any Luther and I'm not Superwoman.
Sure you are. Remember the good times where you worked with him to destroy the whole town of Scarborough and all those innocent people?
Get the hell out of my house!
Oh, did I strike a nerve?
Get the hell out, Detective Mara! She's not a police detective. She's Mark Luther's daughter.
Indeed. I am Mark Luther's daughter. There was no reason for you to let Supergirl kill my father.
Let's be honest. Your dad was an evil man. He enjoyed killing people for fun, and I just can't approve of that kind of human being. We're lucky that the government found me in the condition that I was in after your father's death. The entire evil residue that he injected me with is completely gone, but the powers are still here, and I'm gonna use them for good.
You probably found out that I wasted your time and tricked you. You're probably angry as hell. And you know what? I frankly don't care. I have some unfinished business to settle with you. So if you have the guts to do it, meet me at 125 West 9th Street. It's a small place with a pool house attached. So come and show yourself, if you dare, super bitch. Sincerely, Karen Luther, aka your worst nightmare.
I have had enough of this creature. This woman is getting on my last nerves. Well, she asked for it, and she's gonna get it. Not today. No, I have to bring Karen Luther to justice. And that means no cooling off breaks, not for a crime fighter.
Oh, but Superwoman, I insist you cool off. This is only the beginning, Superwoman. When you snap out of it and come to the surface, you're going to be in for the fight of your useless life.
Jorge Posada this time will be back to the left side. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and a double as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning of Game 1 of the World Series. Game has gone pretty fast. There is action in the Cubs bullpen. Posada chops it to the second baseman. There's Dozier with the out.
The batter, number 1, shortstop.
Here's Ozzie Smith. 1 for 4 with a single back in the 6th inning. Bases empty, 1 out. 12-0 Sox in Game number 1 of the World Series. Smith hits it high and deep to left field. Back is Schwarber near the corner. It's gone! So low, farewell off the pole, bowling away. Ozzie Smith, the Wizard, makes it now 13-0 Sox. Holy cow, what a shot. And fans, you know what happens every time a Sox hits a home run. Hey, Ozzie Smith, this bat's for you. Well, there's the surprise to get your power. Take a look at this on replay. He slapped it the other way, and it just got out of here. Off the foul pole it went. Wow. Well, when you're going hot, you're going hot. Another home run for the Sox, another run for the Sox altogether. Boggs swings and misses, strike 1. Boggs 2 for 4 with 2 singles here tonight. Edwards Jr. with the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. There's a good capacity crowd still here despite a blowout. But it's a World Series game and their heroes are just 3 outs away from taking a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 World Series. Boggs strikes out badly. 2 outs here in the 8th.
The left fielder, number 31, Dave.
Now bring up Dave Winfield's had himself a hell of a start to this World Series. Two home runs in this game. The 2-out delivery. Hit hard, but right to Rizzo. Side retired. Now before the Wizard goes deep to left and off the pole at the end of 8 of Game number 1 of the World Series. It's the last licks for the Cubs. They're down against the Sox, 13-0. Well, it's the last hope for the Cubs to try to make a miraculous comeback or even end the shutout. Kyle Schwarber, who batting on the left side, will lead off the 9th inning of Game 1 of the World Series. What was a pitching duel from inning number 1 to at least the 6th is about to end this game in a blowout. Schwarber hits it to dead center. Cannon caught for Griffey. He's under this one. He will make the catch for the first out of the 9th.
Now batting, the center fielder, Albert Almora.
Albert Almora will now be the batter. If you're the Cubs pitching staff, you got to figure out what went wrong on the 6th inning. For the Sox, they were able to get to not only Arrieta, but the bullpen of Chicago. Almora Jr. now at the plate. The pitch. Fouled away, strike 1. The pitch again. Ground ball, base hit in the left. Almora Jr. is on with the second hit of the ball game. The second hit of the ball game for the Cubs. Can you believe that?
Now batting.
Bryant had the first and only one.
Jason Hayward.
Now bring up Jason Hayward. The infield will be in. The outfield will be normal. Potential double play situation is right in front of the Sox faces as there's the strike taken. Hayward 0 for 3. The pitch. Popped them up in the shallow left. Winfield coming on. Near the stands. Lost the ball in the lights, but gets his man for the second out of the inning. The Sox are not away from winning Game 1.
The batter, number 2, second baseman.
Listen to this crowd, full capacity. And the final hope for the Cubs is Brian Dozier. Man's at first, 2 outs, 13-0 Sox shutting out the Cubs at the moment in Game 1 of the World Series. The pitch by Niekro, fouled straight back, 0-1. The pitch. Fly ball to left, this should do it. Winfield coming on near the stands. He makes the catch and the Sox win it. They take the Game 1 of victory of the World Series away from the Cubs and beat the Cubs 13-0 in an absolute dominating pitching performance by Niekro and a dominating offensive show from the 6th inning on by the Sox offense. Well, the Cubs will now have to get up tomorrow morning and get back at it and try to figure out what went wrong as the Sox take Game 1 of the World Series 13-0. We'll wrap everything up in just a moment.
Mike Lupica and Howard Cosell for the Daily News.
What's on your mind these days, Howard?
Weighty things, Mike. Changing political currents, summit diplomacy.
But most often, Howard.
Baseball, Michael. The World Series looms. That means more fans turning to the Daily News.
For great coverage and pretty good columns.
You're too modest. There are great sports columns in the Daily News, only one of which is yours.
The Daily New York hometown paper.
This is J.C. Penney's $10 dress shirt. It's made of silky, smooth old Tressa polyester, a fabric many $14 shirts are made of. It has a special collar that feels soft but stays in shape, a feature many $16 shirts have. It has 7 buttons instead of 6, so that it won't pop open at the waist, a feature some $20 shirts don't even have. The J.C. Penney $10 dress shirt, probably one of the most expensively made $10 dress shirts in America.
Back at the stadium, 13-16-0 for the Sox, 2-0-2-0 for the Cubs. Jake Arrieta gets the loss, Niekro gets the win. As we see the Sox celebrate coming off the field, a well-deserved victory for the boys in red, white, and blue. And tonight's player of the game, who is it going to be? None other than Phil Niekro, the knuckleballer. 2 hits, he surrendered, no runs, only 2 strikeouts, but he was dominating on the mound from top to bottom. Take a snapshot. He's tonight's top baseball bubblegum card player of the game, the knuckleballer, Phil Niekro, your player of the game. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on WON 9 for game number 2 of the World Series between the Sox and the Cubs. The Sox lead the series 1-0. Final score from the Old Stadium is the Sox 13 and the Cubs nothing. You've been watching World Series Baseball on WON Sports.